What's up, YouTube? I'm Z, and this channel shows you the world through my lens. Um, Guys, I'm getting like a lot of views and a lot of likes on my Pete and Baz Sindhu Sesh review analysis. I don't know what the right word would be. It wasn't a reaction because I had heard it many times before. I just kind of wanted to do a video on it because I find them really impressive, and I just kind of wanted to share my opinion on like parts of of what they do that I think is really cool. So from that, I got a request to do. Oh gosh, you can hear my wife. My wife talking to my mother-in-law. I got a request from somebody to listen to "Move It" by Pete and Baz. Now this is cool because this actually will be a reaction. I have not heard this before, and in fact, I'm pretty excited because I looked this up and it says that it only came out a month ago. So I must have completely missed that this dropped, which is great because now I can actually react to it. But it's also a little bit a little bit stressful for me because now I'm actually going to have to try and listen and see what I can see about catching some of this stuff. And I'm already a little bit nervous because I look at the I think this is like the replay bar or whatever. This section here shows like high replay, and as I look in, that looks like Baz standing up front. So I kind of have a feeling here that Baz is going to be spazzing out. I'm going to do my best to catch what I can. If you guys haven't seen my other stuff, it would be awesome if you could check it out. If you like what you see, throw me a like. If you could subscribe, click that bell notification. That way, anytime I come out with new content like this, you guys get notified so that you can check it out right away. And if you have suggestions for other stuff you want to see me react to or other stuff you want to see me do videos on, please comment down below. I really am excited to do this because somebody asked for it. So give me more suggestions. Here we go.
Move it, boot it, shake it, shoot it. I'm in it done with the lines. You know they're ready to use it. Move it, boot it, shake it, shoot it. I'm in it done with the lines. You know they're ready to use it. Okay, I'm gonna bring it back right away. First of all, I love 9-1 Shots production. The beats are just awesome. I don't know what their relation is to 9-1 Shots. He always is doing their songs. I know that the music connection was Pete's grandson, maybe, and I don't know if 9-1 Shots is Pete's grandson, or I don't know. If you guys know, comment down below. I'd love to find out. First of all, beat already has me like drawn in, and that chorus was catchy. I want to listen to that again. Here we go.
I don't believe it.
Move it, boot it, shake it, shoot it. I'm in it done with the lines. You know they're ready to use it. Move it, boot it, shake it, shoot it. I'm in it done with the lines. You know they're ready to use it.
I love it. I'm in the den with the lines. I don't know exactly what he says. Something not ready to lose it, but
I'm in it done with the lines. You know they're ready to use it.
Loud, kick that score, take my aim, shoot once more, boost face up, kick down doors, watch your mind, take what's yours, quick 1-2, pass to the left, we play hard, just ask the ref, 4 man up, we come correct, chip that shot, then it's back of the net.
Oh, don't fling it, you want something, bring it, 4-3-3 on the pitch, no limit, wing it, run down and sling it, MVP, top boys, we're winning, dripping, let's go keep fitting, I look trim in the box, drop kicking, man on just sticking, put the footwork down and spinning, move it, boot it, shake it, shoot it.
okay, hold on. I'm gonna bring that back. So I think. Oh shoot! I just muted it. There we go. I think sometimes you kind of just get like sucked in and like you're mesmerized. You're almost paralyzed to actually stop it and talk because you're still kind of processing what's happening. That flow from Pete sounded very familiar. He's done like a version of that a couple times, I think. You know what it sounded like? It sounded like his verse on Golf. Like the way he delivered that. not exactly the same rhyme pattern, obviously, but the delivery of it sounded kind of like his verse on Golf is what's coming to mind. All right, let's listen to it again. See if I can pay attention to what they're saying here.
I'm in it then with the lines. You know they're ready to use
I'm
it.
loud, check that score, take my aim, shoot once more, boost laced up, kick down doors, watching mine, take what's yours, quick 1-2, pass to the left, we play hard, just starts the ref, 4 man up, we come correct, chip that shot, then it's back of the net.
Oh, don't fling it. You want something, then bring it. 4-3-3 on the pitch, no limit. Wing it, run down and sling it. MVP, top boys, we're winning. Dripping, let's go, keep fitting. I look trim in the box, drop kicking. Man on just sticking. Put the footwork down and spinning. Move it, move it, shake it.
I love Baz's mannerisms when he's rapping. So a lot of that sounded like soccer, or as majority of the world calls it, football references. There was a lot of references on like formation, talking about 1-2 pass, shooting. But the interesting part is, because we know the background of like the type of music that they make, all of it can be taken as like a double. Like the entire thing can be a double right now for street movement, right? Like when you're talking about shooting, you're talking about up, you know, like when you talk about formation, you can talk about being up, like having more guys than your opposition's guys. Like it's just it's cool the way that they're doing it. I think that's the intent. Again, just knowing most of what their content is about. Clearly, like they're showing, you know, support for England, and they got their flag over there and their jerseys on and stuff. So I think it's meant to be this. I love when this happens. There's a lot of artists that do this really well, but having two subject matters, two themes happening at the same time through the song, but coming up with lyrics that work for both. I think it's really cool. My favorite artist that does this really, really well is Lupe Fiasco. So if you haven't heard stuff from him, he's incredible at doing this. But that's kind of what I'm getting from that first verse. That was cool.
Work down and spinning. Move it, move it, shake it, shoot it.
Norman
I'm in
Payne.
it then with the lines. You know they're ready to use it. Move it, shake it, shoot it. I'm in it then with the lines. You know they're ready to use it.
Aye, look sharp, get lively, you wanna go, come try me. Best talk to me nicely, Declan Rice on the turf court, blimey. Make 'em snap like cracker, big Bill stagger, moves like Jagger. When I twist on the pitch, they stagger, 10 times down, 2-5 like Saga.
Leave their defense.
That switch up on the flow was nice. I didn't understand some of the references. To be honest, I'm always going to be a little slow on that. I won't catch them on the first time because they're references that I'm just not going to be familiar with, not being from the UK, not being as immersed in that world, in that culture, in that just fandom even of soccer. Like I only really watch it when the World Cup is on, right? So I'm not going to know some of those references. I'm assuming that was a reference to a soccer or a football player, but you guys can let me know down below.
You wanna go, come try me. Best talk to me nicely, Declan Rice on the turf court, blimey. Make 'em snap like cracker, big Bill stagger, moves like Jagger. When I twist on the pitch, they stagger, 10 times down, 2-5 like Saga.
See, yeah, there's definitely intended double meaning there, so that it works with playing football on the pitch, but also, you know, street play. You know, when I twitch, they stagger. That's a really, really hard line, but making it work with both topics, that was clever.
Leave their defense all broken. Get rolled up.
Saga.
Leave their defense all broken. Get rolled up, no smoking. I ain't one for show boating, floating across that field like folding. Made an amazing man. Clubs in Chelsea, Mason man. Sterling paid in pens. Mark up and I chase him down.
Birds on the line, I'm belling them, telling them, slip into something elegant, decadent, fly birds out, no pelican, rooftop
Yeah, now I see it. It had a little bit to do with Baz. Well, I guess it kind of dropped off there, but that's that flow from Pete. That's like that flow from Mr. Worldwide, right? The bubble in, just stepped out of double in, like all that stuff. Baz's verse there, he kept it kind of low key with the flow still. He wasn't really doing anything crazy, but the lyrics.
Holding. Made an amazing. Get rolled up, no smoking.
when I twist on the pitch, they stagger. 10 times down, 2-5 like Saga.
Leave their defense all broken.
Leave their defenses broken.
Get rolled up, no smoking.
Get rolled up, no smoking.
I ain't one for showboating, floating across that field like folding. Made floating across that field like folding. Made an amazing man. Clubs
I
in
didn't
Chelsea,
get that part. Floating across the field like something.
Mason
Folding?
man. Sterling paid in pens. Mark up and I chase him down.
Birds on the line, I'm belling them, telling them, step into something elegant. Bigger than fly birds out, no pelican. Rooftop suite in Qatar, resident. Tasty in a
Fly birds out, no pelican.
I'm telling them, step into something elegant. Bigger than fly birds out, no pelican. Rooftop suite in Qatar, resident. Tasty in a tobe, I'm dealing.
That's dope. Like again, you know why this is a month ago, so that would have been just after the World Cup, close to the end of the World Cup, something like that. Well, it says 1 month. It could be more than a month because I think it doesn't tick over to 2 months until you're at 2 months. So this is probably during the World Cup. England might actually have been in it still at this point. So like again, you know they're talking about soccer. You know that that's what's happening. Football. I'm making this for UK fans most likely. I don't know how many North Americans know them. So I'm going to keep calling it football. You know they're talking about football because of the subject matter, because of the way they're dressed, because of the timeline of when this was dropped. But just the attention to detail to make it work for their typical subject matter, that's awesome.
Bigger than fly birds out, no pelican. Rooftop suite in Qatar, resident. Tasty in a tobe, I'm dealish. 10 out of 10 like Grealish. Skill up the ball, come see this. 3 goals down and the team conceded.
Electric, rainbow flicked and slept it. Caned it, area on the pitch, I'm kept in tactics. Set him up nice and tapped it. Baptist bottle on me head then splashed it. Tactics,
Okay.
set him up.
First of all, that is very impressive. This guy's like over 70 years. This guy's over 70 years old, and he's sitting there like this. I'm super impressed. Like, I want to know if he got out of that on his own, or if they had to like crowbar him out of that position to get him back to standing. Okay, let's go.
Grealish. Skill up the ball, come see this. 3 goals down and the team conceded.
Electric, rainbow flicked and slept it. Caned it, area on the pitch, I'm kept in tactics. Set him up nice and tapped it. Baptist bottle on me head then splashed it. Gloves on like Pickford. Line on me out like Richard. Big toe punk get lifted, shifted. Pass the defense inflicted.
Here come the boys. We step out. Hear the crowd make noise.
Yeah.
We touch down. They track the flags up. And I want war. When they hear my voice.
Move it, move it, shake it, show it. I'm in it then with the lions. You know they're ready to use it. Move it, shake it, show it. I'm in it then with the lions. You know they're ready to use it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like, clearly, again, timeline, the way that they're dressed, all of that stuff put together, they made that for England. Like, I mean, can we get a vote going to make that like the official England, rally song? Like, that was dope. Like, the hook was really catchy. It's very simple, and like I think sometimes like when your hook is simple, it's just better, right? It's gonna stick with people, and it's easy to recite. I think that my favorite part of this is them showing you that ability to, again, hit 2 subject matters, hit 2 different topics with the same lyrics. I find that super impressive because it's hard to do. That was really cool. And I think like Pete, he started off, to be honest, I didn't like the start because I just felt like I've heard that flow from him definitely on golf, I think on something else. And I like when, like, of course we're going to have our standard flows, but I like when he kind of mixes it up. And then even though that flow was basically the same flow he had on Mr. Worldwide at the end, but it's so catchy and like just rides the beat so smooth. And he did it with, different words this time, but pelican, elegant, like we're talking 3-syllable rhymes. Like, that's awesome. And then Baz, that last part from Baz was nasty. That was awesome. Thank you for recommending that, Miss Liddy. Thank you for recommending that video. I appreciate it. If you have more recommendations, I'd love to check out something else. I hope I did that justice. It's going to be a little bit tougher for me to catch everything the first listen. I know it's the same language because I was going to say language barrier. I'm going to say accent barrier. Sometimes it takes me multiple listens on UK songs to actually catch everything. I don't know if you guys can hear me wheezing. I have asthma and it's kind of acting up a little bit. There. But yeah, sometimes with UK songs, it just takes me a few listens before I can actually catch everything. So I'm definitely going to go back and listen to that again. But that was an awesome suggestion. If you guys like what I did there, just throw me a like. That would be awesome. If you could comment on other stuff you want me to check out, I'd love to get to that. This was a recommendation, so I try to do recommendations as soon as they come up. And if you guys could subscribe and click that bell notification, that way you guys see my videos as soon as they come up, that would be great as well. Yeah. Thank you guys for spending your time with me. I really appreciate it. I hope you have an awesome day, and I will see you next time.